If you're thinking about starting a side hustle as a freelance writer, you might be wondering what are the pros and cons. So in this video, I'm going to answer that question. If we haven't met yet, my name is Rachel. I'm a full-time freelance copywriter and editor. And on this channel, I talk about writing, creativity, and making money online. So if any of those subjects are of interest to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so the first advantage of becoming a freelance writer is that you are no longer tied down to any place or location. So this is like an ideal side hustle if you want to be like a digital nomad, if you want to travel and work at the same time, then this is definitely one of the main advantages. Now, my husband happens to have a business overseas. So being able to just pack up my laptop and, pop over there whenever I like is great. I don't have to worry about, requesting leave from work or anything like that. So that's just one of the great advantages of being a writer. You can work from anywhere in the world as long as you've got a Wi-Fi connection and your laptop. The second advantage of being a freelance writer is autonomy. So you get to set your own schedule. You're not, at the mercy of a boss or a manager. You collect your work and then you decide when you're going to do it. So if you're an early bird and you love to get up at 6 a.m. and smash out your work before lunchtime, you can do that. If you prefer to be a night owl and you actually just want to relax and do whatever during the day and then work at nighttime, you can do that. So that's the great thing about being a writer is you can work wherever and whenever you want. The third great advantage of being a freelance writer is that you have the ability to actually fire any of your clients that you don't enjoy working with. So that's the great thing about this side hustle is, instead of having one boss, you've got maybe, 5 or 6 bosses or clients at any one time. So if you're not clicking with one of them, or if it turns out that they're a bit maybe toxic, then you can simply say that you don't want to work for them anymore. It's as easy as sending an email or picking up the phone and giving them a call, and that is done. And then you can just go out and find a new client to replace them. So that is another great advantage of being a writer, is that you're not trapped in with any one sort of client relationship. And then the fourth great advantage of being a freelance writer is you don't have an income cap. So you can literally make as much or as little money as you want. You can give yourself a raise whenever you like. You can employ what I call the pain in the ass tax for any clients that are a bit more difficult. But essentially, the amount of money you make is entirely up to you. So if you just want to work, 2 hours a day and make enough money to cover your bills, you can do that. But if you want to put in more time, put in a full 40-hour week, you can make easily 5 figures a month. So, there really is no income cap. It's all up to you, and, you are not at the mercy of some predetermined salary. So overall, being a freelance writer, you've got greater flexibility, you've got a lot more control over who you work with and what kind of projects you take on. The amount of money you make is entirely up to you, and you can work whenever, wherever. All right, so now let's talk about the downsides. There are a few that you should probably be aware of. Now, the first downside is that it can sometimes feel like you've traded in one boss for like 6 bosses because, if you've got a lot of clients on at one time, they're all emailing you saying, hey, when's this going to be ready? When's that going to be ready? It can get very overwhelming very quickly. So you want to be careful with, how much work you take on and the people that you work with. And, you're never going to know this upfront, but if you do start working with someone and it becomes clear that it's not the right fit, it's better to just cut them out, as early as possible and replace them and just move on, because, you're going to save yourself a lot of time and heartache by cutting the cord sooner rather than later. Trust me, I've been there. Okay, the second downside is that cash flow can be an issue, especially if you're only sending out invoices once a month. So at the moment, I've got a mix of clients where, a few of them are only on, once a month invoices, and then a few others I'll send out once a fortnight. And that just helps to make sure that there's some money coming in all the time, because it can get to the point where it's a few days before your home loan payment is due and you're still waiting on a $3,000 invoice to be paid, and it can get a little bit stressful. So it's, you do need to pay attention to your cash flow and make sure you're sending out invoices regularly and, chasing up those late ones, because there will be a few clients that will pay you late, and it is very annoying, especially when you've got bills to pay. And then the third disadvantage is that too much freedom can be a bad thing, especially if you're like me and you struggle with self-discipline. It's very easy to, get distracted or spend more time, or putting things off to the last minute if you're not really on top of your schedule and, disciplined. So it's very important to establish a routine. Even if you are, traveling country to country, you still want to have like a solid work routine for your day, because it's very easy to slip off track, and it does end up hurting your ability to create income if you're putting things off and leaving things to the last minute. Plus, you want to keep your clients happy as well. Okay, so those are the pros and cons of becoming a freelance writer. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please share any questions or comments in the comment section below. If you like the video, be sure to like it. I also have a SKILLSHARE class that is on ChatGPT for copywriters. So it's a short 30-minute class that just gives you a good overview of how you can use AI, ChatGPT specifically, to increase your productivity and streamline your writing process as well. So definitely check that out if you're interested. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.